Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, guys. How are you on today? Guess what time it is? It is story time, bedtime story time with Miss Doris. But before we get started with our story, I would like to greet everyone all over the world. I would like to say hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some good night. Someone is going to bed somewhere in the world, but guess what? You are just in time for a story time with Miss Doris. I'm so excited to be reading you a live story on today. We're not going to be doing the story time song on today because I am not at home. We are not home. So I am over one of our followers' home on today, Shakana. Hello, Shakana and Shaquavia. Hello, guys. To all of you out there that are celebrating a birthday on the month of August, happy birthday to you. I hope you're having an awesome day on today for your birthday. And those of you that's going to be celebrating a birthday on next month, September, happy birthday to you. Shaquavia, happy birthday. Shell Champagne, happy birthday to myself and my oldest sister. Happy birthday to you, Jay. Happy birthday, Miss BJ. Happy birthday in advance to all the birthday babies. Well, today's story we're going to be reading is Princess and the Pea. Princess and the Pea. Well, guys, guess what? I know you can guess what today's color is. I spy Miss Doris is wearing that color on today. Can you guess what color she's wearing on today? And we have the same color that's on our book. Miss Doris is wearing the color orange on today. And we also have the color orange as our color card, and this is in the shape of a pentagon. This is the shape of a pentagon along with our book. And guess what? Miss Doris has some orange gloves as well. Remember, we're still practicing safety first. Moms, dads, nanas, papas, TT, cousins, uncles, go ahead on and have a seat while Miss Doris read you a live bedtime story on tonight. The Princess and the Pea. First princess he met was Princess Penelope. Penelope had glorious, glamorous red hair and porcelain skin like a doll. Did you want to play tennis or go to the horseback riding? Let's play tennis, she declares that without giving the prince a chance to answer. Unfortunately for the prince, the rest of their visit was quite the same. Penelope was only interested in herself. It wasn't long before he continued on his way. Next, he met Princess Maud. She was kind enough to ask the prince how he was doing, but it wasn't long before he ran out of things to talk about. Not only did Maud not say much, but she didn't do much either. The prince quickly grew really bored and bid Maud goodbye. Oh my goodness, princess. I hope you run across someone that's talkative and someone that's on your level. When the prince met Princess Lobelia, he thought that surely she was the princess for him. But as they ate lunch together, Lobelia turned out to be rather unpleasant. When she burned her tongue on some hot soup, she screamed wildly and blamed it on the cook. The prince thought that was very rude and silly, since anyone with good sense knows to wait for their soup to cool. Oh my goodness. If you guys are eating hot food, make sure you're blowing it first. Don't be like Lobelia. And also the prince grew tired of meeting princesses. There was something not quite right about each one that he met. Sad and discouraged, he decided to put an end to his search and head back home. There she goes, Lobelia. Ate the hot soup and blamed it on the cook. Blow your food, guys, if it's too hot. Don't burn your mouth. One evening after the prince had been home for some time, a terrible storm broke out. It thundered louder than ever, and lightning flashed through a threatening sky. Rain poured down in great torrents. It was the worst storm the kingdom had ever witnessed in ages. and it was certainly not a night to be out and about. Suddenly, when the storm seemed at its worst, with rain hammering loudly against the windows and the rooftops, there was a knock at the castle door. Who could be knocking at a time like this? Wondered the king. He was so curious that he went to the door himself to see who could it be. Who could it be knocking at the door? Who is it knocking at the king's door? Who do you guys think it is? Okay, well, guess what? We'll see. Standing in the rain, soaked to the bone, stood a girl. Her hair was dripping and stingy, and her drenched clothes clung to her tiny, tiny frame. When she shifted her feet, water squished out of her shoes. She was certainly a sight to behold. Pleased to meet you, she said to the king. My name is Isabella, and I am a princess. The king looked at Isabella, and Isabella looked at the king. I see, he said. Please come in from the storm. I'm smiling at Shakana. She's sitting over on the couch. Hello, Shakana. The king told the queen about Isabella. Hello, Shaquavia. Shaquavia is sitting there too. They're watching on the big screen. I feel so special. The king told the queen about Isabella's declaration. Any girl could claim to be a real princess, but was she really the one for sure? Well, we'll see soon enough if the girl speaks the truth, thought the queen, but she said nothing. Isabella was shivering with cold from her sodden state. The queen showed her upstairs to a part of the castle where she could take a hot bath to warm up and change into some dry clothes. Isabella was so relieved. She had traveled far and was thankful that the king and the queen were so kind to her. Meanwhile, the queen went to bedroom where Isabella was to sleep that night. She stripped the bed of its blankets and bed sheets and laid a single small pea on the bedboards. The queen placed the mattress on top of the pea. Then she piled another mattress on top of the first, followed by another, until there were 10 mattresses piled up on top of the little pea. That should do it, thought the queen, and she left the room and closed the door behind her. Isabella felt much better after her hot bath. When the queen arrived to show her to her room, she was so surprised to see that the wet, straggly girl was in fact quite pretty. She even looked like a real princess. We'll see about that, the queen thought to herself. She's very pretty. Oh, there she goes, Princess Isabella. When Isabella entered the bedroom, she was astonished by the majestic bed before her. This bed looks so wonderful, she said excitedly. Isabella thanked the queen and bid her good night. Sleep well, and we'll see you at breakfast, said the queen. Isabella, stretched and yawned. Excuse me. She was so anxious to get a good night's rest. It had been a very long day. She hopped into bed and settled under the covers. As she snuggled in, she felt a lump under her back. Oh my goodness. There she goes, stretching and, excuse me. Oh my goodness, stretching and yawning. Guys, don't forget, this is a bedtime story with story time with Miss Doris. So guess what? She went to bed just in time. That's funny, thought Isabella. This is a luxurious royal bed. She readjusted her pillow, shifted positions, and snuggled in deeper. There, that should do the trick, she decided, but Isabella could still feel the lump. Well, this just won't do, she complained. She sat up in the bed and rubbed her back. What in the world could it be, she wondered. Isabella lay down again and attempted to relax. But try as she might, she couldn't find the right spot or position, and spent the night tossing and turning on top of the most magnificent-looking bed ever. Finally, in the early morning of hours, she slept for a short time, only to wake with a terrible, terrible ache. Hopefully it's going to be okay, Isabella. You'll see. Even before she sat up, Isabella felt the pain. While it was mostly her back that had bothered her throughout the night, now she was sore all over. She winced with every movement. How was she going to climb down from such a height? With great difficulties, Isabella clambered out of the large bed. When she saw her reflection in the mirror, she was startled. Her hair was a frightful mess, and her eyes were droopy with fatigue. I'm in no state to go to breakfast like this, she thought. But Isabella knew that she would have to join the king and the queen for breakfast. She changed out of her nightgown and combed her hair and still looked tired. But there was nothing she could do about it. She opened the bedroom door and went down the stairs. Wow, there she goes. And look at the tall, high, beautiful bed. When Isabella sat down to eat at breakfast with the king and the queen surveyed the tired-looking girl. And how did she sleep last night? She asked. Isabella was charmed. She didn't want to tell the king and the queen that she had a terrible, terrible, sleepless night after all their kindness, but she also didn't want to lie. I'm sorry to say, dear queen, that I didn't sleep very well at all, she said at last. I lay all night on some hard thing, and now my whole body is black and blue. To Isabella's surprise, the queen smiled. Only a real princess would feel the pea I placed under the tin mattress in your chambers last night, exclaimed the gleeful queen. Nobody but a real princess is so delicate. Soon after, Isabella met the prince. To the prince's relief, Isabella was nothing like Penelope, Maud, Lobelia, or any of the other princes he had met on his travels. In turn, Isabella thought that the prince was the most kind and handsome man she had ever met. The two quickly fell in love and were happily married soon after. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful story. There they go. Princess and the Queen and Isabella. As for the pea, it was placed on a display in a museum. It's still there to this day, sitting on a red velvet pillow behind a glass case on a pedestal for all to see. There's that little tiny pea, that green pea, and guess what? She felt that pea through 10 mattresses that was piled on top of each other. That's how they know she was a real princess, and she told the truth. I enjoyed reading you guys an awesome story, and today, the end, Princess Anne the Pea. That was an awesome story. Well, remember, guys, if you're not feeling well, always let someone know that you're not feeling well, and guess what? They will take really good care of you. And when you're out and about, make sure that you are practicing safety first. Some of you guys wear gloves. Some of you guys use the Kleenex to wipe your hands, or the wipes, or hand sanitizers. Or guess what? Miss Doris has her orange gloves on for today. I have my orange gloves on for today. So, and we also have today's color is an orange card. So when you're playing out on recess and you come inside, make sure that you are washing and sanitizing your hands at all times. And if you have a mask, make sure that you are wearing your mask at all times. It's imperative that you wear your mask, because guess what? We are still practicing safety first at all times. I enjoyed reading you guys a live bedtime story on tonight. And as we always say at the end of our story time, if you're not smiling on today, I hope once you see Miss Storytime smile that you are smiling. Don't forget to smile. And guess what? I have a guest here today, Shakana. Shakana, can you come over for a second? Take her Shakana's gonna come and say hello to you guys. So we are visiting Shakana today at Storytime, at bedtime Storytime. Hello, Samaria. Hello, Sarak. Hello, J. Marie. Hello, Lakeisha. Hello, Champagne. Alexei. Eliza. How are you on today? And Zanaya. So guess what? Here's our guest speaker right here, which is not our guest speaker. Our guest is Shakana. Shakana I came over just in time for bedtime story with Shakana. Say hi, Shakana.
Hi.
Hello, guys. Say hi. She's ready for school tomorrow. So I enjoyed reading you a live story on today, Miss Shakana. Take care, you guys. See you on tomorrow. Have an awesome night. Goodbye.
Bye. See you tomorrow.